The galaxy waited in silence, unaware that the faintest pulse of energy could change everything. Some mysteries are worth the risk, others are impossible to resist. On the edge of known space, the War Council of the Vorther Empire argued in shadows. Commander Thalen wanted to breach Earth's barrier again, while strategist Riva cautioned that awakening humanity might be a disaster. Meanwhile, fleets of refugees slipped silently through the void, carrying families of dozens of species, their cries echoing in empty cargo bays. NASA simulations suggest that long-term isolation of species can lead to unpredictable adaptations, a thought the Council ignored. Among the fleeing vessels, young Lyra of the Athetherian species asked her elder, "Grandpa, tell us about Earth." The old being's glow dimmed as memories surfaced. Earth, he murmured, was a place of strange kindness, where humans stopped wars and shared stories. They didn't abandon us, they hid, for wisdom often wears invisibility. On a hidden asteroid base, resistance fighters prepped desperate raids against the Vorther supply lines. Captain Dorian cleaned his plasma rifle while studying maps with the team. "We strike the fuel depot at midnight," the raid leader announced. Even with hope fading, they moved forward. History remembered them as small sparks against a vast inferno, echoing HFY wiki legends of resistance heroes. Meanwhile, aboard the Coalition flagship Starlight Haven, Admiral Alina Reyes received urgent orders. A special task force would investigate Earth's barrier. Every attempt to breach it ends in silence, her second-in-command, Paul Tanaka, warned. Alina only stared at the empty region where Earth should be. "If answers lie there, we have no choice," she said, setting course for rendezvous with Ambassador Kale. Across the galaxy, Earth's barrier pulsed with renewed energy. For 150 years, it had remained a perfect shield, but now ripples of power flowed like liquid light. Captain Dorian watched from his fighter as the waves shimmered against starlight. "This isn't just a barrier, it's alive," he whispered, recalling an article in Futurism about adaptive planetary defense mechanisms. Suddenly, the Vorther Grand Fleet appeared, 300 ships, led by Emperor Zareth himself. Laser fire tore through the void as Dorian weaved his fighter through impossible odds. Back on the command bridge, Zareth's eyes burned with the same ambition that had driven centuries of conquest. "Prepare all weapons," he commanded, ignoring the unknown waiting beyond Earth's shield. As fleets clashed near the invisible wall, Coalition ships tried to protect the planet. 12 battered vessels faced 300, a hopeless line of defense. Yet the barrier pulsed with deliberate intent. Sensors aboard the Starlight Haven confirmed it. Earth wasn't faltering, it was opening. Slowly, purposefully. A small hole appeared in the shield, revealing Earth's blue oceans and green continents for the first time in centuries. Ships from both sides paused, breath held. The human homeworld looked serene, untouched, but signals of incredible power emanated. Inspired by Expanse universe physics, energy flows like this could theoretically disable engines without direct contact. Then, crystal ships rose from Earth's surface, flowing like waterfalls of light. Captain Nova and her team inside one such vessel felt thought and intention guide the ship. "Calm your mind," she instructed. "We are ambassadors, not warriors." The crystal ships moved among the fleets, curious and gentle, marking the beginning of an unprecedented first contact. Ambassador Kale, observing from the Coalition command, whispered in awe. Projected humans appeared on his screen, each movement perfect. "We've watched, we've learned, and now we act," said one. Every human memory, every dream, every life remembered. Earth had waited, silently, and the galaxy finally saw its guardianship unfold. The volunteers from Earth emerged from their crystal ships, stepping onto the surface of New Aurora, a city rebuilt from the ashes, where towers of living would reach for the sky. Ambassador Kale felt the strange pull of collective consciousness, a sensation described in HFY Wiki as shared empathy without loss of individuality. Humans greeted them with calm smiles, each thought seeming to shimmer just beyond comprehension. Captain Nova noticed her crew's unease. "It's voluntary," said Mira Kess, the Earth coordinator. "You'll experience it if you choose, but no one is forced. Imagine every mind connected, yet separate, a symphony, not a hive." Soldiers trained for centuries to kill felt a ripple of fear transform into wonder. They walked through gardens that doubled as classrooms, where alien and human children played together, learning through games. Every lesson was a story, every game a lesson in cooperation. The rules of learning had shifted, echoing NASA research on multisensory education, proving that humans and aliens could adapt faster when emotion and intellect were integrated. In a healing hall, diseases were cured by thought, not medicine. Patients closed their eyes as physicians synchronized their minds, sharing knowledge and empathy. Captain Nova blinked at the simplicity. "We rely on weapons," she said. Mira Kess shook her head. "Why destroy, when understanding is stronger?" Outside, the city hummed with life. Rivers twisted through urban centers, crystal clear, sustaining gardens that grew food and art simultaneously. The air smelled of spring rain, yet carried the weight of centuries of knowledge. Lyra whispered, "It's like the planet itself teaches harmony." Every street and building was alive, a testament to Earth's evolved intelligence. Emperor Zareth observed from a distance, still clad in the armor of conquest. He watched children of various species play without fear. "They are pacifists by design," he muttered. Yet the humans smiled, offering no judgment, no control. It was not domination, it was revelation. In a grand amphitheater, humans projected images across the galaxy, showing live conflicts, refugee crises, and burned worlds. "We've observed every suffering," Mira Kess said calmly. "And now, we share what we learned. Empathy makes war impossible." Soldiers across thousands of fleets felt the lives of others, not as data, but as truth embedded in their own hearts. Slowly, chains of hatred broke. Pirates abandoned raids. Soldiers lowered weapons mid-battle, overwhelmed by the understanding of pain they had inflicted. "Not everyone will choose peace," Kess admitted. "But most will, once they see consequences for themselves." These outcomes were predicted in studies of shared consciousness in speculative psychology journals, suggesting empathy could act as a galactic deterrent without aggression. The demonstration expanded. Entire sectors, previously warring, stopped mid-conflict. Ambassadors from other species transmitted requests to join the collective voluntarily. "We are not a hive," Mira Kess explained. "We are a symphony, each voice distinct yet harmonized. You do not lose yourself, you gain all understanding." As the volunteers returned to their fleets, the galaxy waited. Emperor Zaretha's fleet fractured, some loyalists resisting, others abandoning old doctrines. Captain Nova, observing, realized this was more than diplomacy, it was a paradigm shift. The galaxy had glimpsed a future where connection outweighed conquest, and the seeds of change had been planted. 6 months passed. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, Earth's influence spread across the galaxy. Colonies once cut off joined the growing network, creating a web of shared knowledge and empathy. According to futurism, such rapid cultural integration among diverse species is unprecedented in recorded galactic simulations. Emperor Zareth, now Zarthan, walked among the gardens of New Aurora. The hands that once held weapons now sowed seeds. He whispered to Mira Kess, "I was wrong. Power is not taking, but giving." His red eyes no longer burned with ambition, instead, they reflected calm understanding. Captain Nova and her crew piloted missions not to conquer, but to assist. Refugee convoys received aid, famine-struck worlds flourished. Former enemies worked side by side, proving the transformative potential of empathy. Ships of multiple species navigated together, not for war, but for shared prosperity. At the Terran Academy, students of every race gathered to learn the art of connection. Commander Jace Morrison, who had once kept Earth in silence for centuries, now taught the next generation. The barrier wasn't to keep outsiders out, he said. It was to allow us to grow without interference, to evolve into what the galaxy truly needed. Young Tommy Lin and his friends sketched maps of the galaxy, linking planets with lines representing friendship, not borders. A Vork child, Zara, calculated shared probabilities of cooperation, while an Etheran youth added shimmering artistic effects. Together, their drawings symbolized the new network of galactic understanding. Former warships became explorers. Weapons factories turned into centers of art and agriculture. Soldiers trained to destroy now healed and taught. Amy Foster commanded fleets of peacekeepers, responding to crises rather than instigating conflict. Humanity's legacy had evolved from conquest to guardianship. Ambassador Kale observed from a Vork cruiser as his people embraced change. 2 centuries of waiting, he muttered. And now the galaxy chooses to grow, not to fight. His 4 eyes gleamed with a joy that mirrored the hope blossoming in every sector. Across the galaxy, species communicated through the symphony of minds. Misunderstandings evaporated. Old rivalries softened. For the first time, science, art, and culture flowed freely among civilizations, creating a mosaic of thriving worlds. HFY Wiki Chronicles even described this era as the Great Concord of Species. On Earth, Zarthan planted the final seeds in a garden once barren. Mira Kes stood beside him. They've chosen, she said. They've learned that strength is in unity, and victory is in connection. The former conqueror smiled, truly at peace for the first time. The anniversary of Earth's first message to the stars arrived, 250 years after the barrier's creation. Humans and allies broadcast, the silence is over. The conversation begins now. Across countless worlds, beings cheered, cried, and understood. The galaxy had been taught not by war, but by the enduring power of empathy. The symphony of stars had begun.